In this video, I'm going to show a workaround for a common issue that is seen when applying Cant to railways. In this drawing, I have a single track. I've applied the corridor here. If we go in and take a look at corridor objects, you can see in the point controls that I have applied Cant to the left and right rails. So if we go in and take a look at the cross-section view of this, and place some temporary dimensions between the left rail and the right rail. You can see here that our gauge length is 1.432. As we move along and move into a section where Cant is applied, you can see that the horizontal distance between the left and the right rail stays at 1.432, and this really isn't accurate. It should be less than that because it should be the gauge length, the slope distance here, that stays at 1.432. So what we want to do to correct this is actually make some changes in the template itself. So if we go back into corridor objects and edit this template, you can see what we have here. You've got the left rail and the right rail. These have been constrained horizontally and by slope to this backbone origin 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete the constraints from both of these. And I'm going to add in a null point on both the left and the right side. So we'll add that null point. And then one over here. And I'm just sort of placing them anywhere right now. I'm going to go in and make the changes, the edits to the points now. So I'm going to call this one left null. And I'm going to constrain that one horizontally and vertically to this backbone origin. And I'm going to set the distance here to half the gauge length and set the vertical at 0 and apply. Now I'm going to make a similar change to this right null. And also going to constrain that to the backbone. And again, half the gauge length. So now if we go in and reset the constraints on the rails themselves, we can constrain those to the null points, and we're going to constrain those with an angle distance. Okay, so we're going to have the first parent be the backbone origin. The second parent, we're going to have that be the left null. So we're going to set the angle there to 0, and then we want to set the distance to 0.716. We'll do the same thing over here to this right rail. I'm going to use an angle distance on that from the backbone origin to the right null and click apply. Now if I go in here and just to illustrate what we've done here, I'm going to make a change to this left null. And I'm going to set its horizontal distance to -2, and I'm going to give it a vertical of 2 and click apply. And close that. So it's rather large, but you can see the left null out here at an offset of 2. But you can see the left rail is maintaining the slope distance of 0.716. So regardless of where this point is horizontally, this one is only going to be drawn out at a slope distance of 0.716. So let me go ahead and do an undo and take that back to how it should be. I'll click OK. So we've edited our template. What we need to do now is go in and edit the point control. If you take a look here at the point control, you can see that currently it is got the center cant point as the backbone origin 1. And we just want to change the left and right cants to be those null points. So we'll change this one to left null. We'll change this one to right null. And you might have caught that it processed down here as I was making those changes. So the corridor has already processed to reflect the changes we just made. So now if I go in and take a look at my cross section, and we go in, make this just a little bigger here. And if I go in now and add those temporary dimensions from here to here, so you can see in the tangent sections we're at 1.432, and as we move along here, let's get into a curve section where that cant is applied. You can see that horizontal distance start to decrease as more cant is applied, and that's because it's maintaining that slope distance of 1.432.